You're making any necessary corrections. I just wrote the test this morning and I took a couple problems from our worksheets, so you should definitely make sure that you're having correct answers on your homework. Starting with number 3. So my m is 1/2. What's my x value here? 8. And what's my y? 4. So if I'm going to take my slope-intercept form and replace what I know, instead of my y, I'm going to write a 4. Instead of my m, I'm going to write a 1/2, and instead of an x, I'm going to put my 8 in the parentheses. All right, let's make sure we're facing forward and checking our work. I don't know what b is, but I'm going to add it on to the end, and then I'm going to solve. This is a good one. Can we stop with the water bottle, please, back there? Thank you. What is 1/2 of 8?
4.
4. Now, how can I get b all by itself?
Minus 4.
Minus 4 from both sides. But what is 4 minus 4? 0. So I get a number 3. So I get a b value of 0. Now, if I'm going to write the equation with a b value of 0, do I need to write plus 0 on the end? No. So I can just write y is equal to 1/2 x. Thank you, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you got this equation on number 3. Uh-oh. 6 of us. Yeah, 1/2 is the slope that they gave us. So we just put it right in front of the x. I don't need a plus 0. Yeah, good, good. Good, thank you. Number 8, bottom right. All right, 4 is my x, 0 is my y. Y is equal to mx plus b. Turns into 0 equals -1 times 4 plus b. What's -1 times 4? -4. And then what do we do on both sides, Eli? Add 4 to get rid of it. What's 0 plus 4? 4. Am I done? No, because I got to do what? Write the equation. So y is equal to, what's my m? -1 x plus 4. Is there any other way I could write this equation?
I got that. Negative.
Yeah, Angelina, how could I write it? Y equals negative what? Perfect. Negative x plus 4. Either one is fine with me, especially on a test. You can write either one and you'll get full credit. We don't need to write that one in front, but if you do, it's not a big deal. It's the same thing. All right? Give me a thumbs up. You got number 8 right. Anybody get number 8 right? Yeah, Emerson did, Angelina did, Eli did, Kyron did, Oscar did, Matthew did. Good. Again, Gianni did. Good. I'm glad. Moving right along to number 12.
Okay, what if I didn't do that?
Ooh, I got a fraction here. My x is 12, my y is 4. Y is equal to mx plus b turns into 4 is equal to 1/3 times 12 plus b. Now with our fractions, like we said the other day, it's just like dividing. I take my big number 12 and I divide it by the denominator. Well, what's 12 divided by 3? 4. So I've got a very similar situation that I had in number 3. 4 equals 4 plus b. 4 equals 4 plus b. If I subtract 4 from both sides, what do I get for my b? 0. So I can say y is equal to 1/3 x plus 0. But I don't really need to write the 0, so I'm not going to. Y is equal to 1/3 x, which as we know, of course, is what type of relationship? Good. Proportional.
I say proportional.
Sure. Close enough. Questions I can answer about number 12?
Close enough, guy.
Okay. Last but not least, 15 and 16. Keeping it quick because I feel like you guys are good with this. -4 equals 1/6 times 6 plus b. What's 1/6 of 6? Just 1. It's like 6 divided by 6. Subtract 1 from both sides. I get b is equal to -3, right? You got -5?
Yes.
Did you guys get -3 or -5?
Negative 5.
-5? How did you get -5? Because it's a negative?
Negative plus negative makes it negative.
I'm not multiplying, I'm dividing?
No, it's subtracting into
Oh, I'm not multiplying or dividing. What am I doing?
subtracting.
Oh, I'm subtracting. So negative 4 minus 1. Isn't that negative 3?
No, it's negative 5. It's like you said, if you lose $4 and you lose 1 more, it's 5.
There you go. I appreciate that. Exactly. If I spend $4 and then spend 1 more, now I've spent $5. So my B is negative 5. What's my equation going to look like then? Y is equal to what? Angelina, help us out. Good. And instead of saying plus negative 5, we're just going to write minus 5. I saw this a couple times yesterday. Something like this. We do not want to write it like this. Okay? This would be like leaving a fraction unsimplified. If I have a plus next to a minus, that's just one big minus, which turns into that. Y is equal to 1 over 6x minus 5. Okay, anybody get that for number 15? Oscar did, Alyssa did, Jasmine did, Emily did, Eva did. Cool. Last but not least, number 16. Y is equal to mx plus b turns into negative 1 equals negative 1/2 times 10 plus b. What's negative 1/2 of 10?
5.
Negative 5. Good. I'm glad you knew that. Because a negative times a positive gives me a what? A negative. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. I get b is equal to 4. And my equation is y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 4. Give me a thumbs up if you got 15 and 16 right. Good. Everyone in the back, everyone in the back, everyone in the front, some of us in the front, some of us in the middle. If you didn't get it right, just make the change. And then if you're all done with that, go ahead and pass it up and take your Chromebooks out for me.
No, great.